Well, hello. We're very groggy.
It's a late one.
It's a groggy room. You would hope that, if you're going to stay up, at least it'd be worth it in the end.
If you were a Dodgers fan, that was a banger. I'll say that.
I guess so. Yeah, you will.
I am not I don't know if you.
Who were you rooting for?
Well, I had a slight slant towards the Blue Jays last night.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to miss most of the game with curling because, I'm an avid curler.
I do, yeah.
But it turned out I caught about 14 innings.
That's right. That was the only thing that I thought in the end they're going to pull this out is because Pinder stayed behind and didn't go to LA because he had curling.
The only thing I thought they were going to actually win was because they had nobody left and they had no business winning. And these types of games, when they go this long, the stupidest outcome usually happens. But it was the team that had their good hitters left in. Both bullpens were sensational. Two dusters came in and were eating monster innings, high pitch counts, but just kept hanging zeros.
Yeah.
Kept walking Ohtani.
That Lauer was unbelievable.
Yeah, and he was great for the first half of the year. He was a starter for a good 4 months, and then they add Bieber. You get your Savage coming up, and all of a sudden it's like, we got like 6 guys. Like Barrios isn't even on this roster, and he's gone off injury. But Lauer's the long man, I guess, and he was long into the night last night.
Sitting there, like you say, you're watching this ball game, and it's because they keep going through the order, and you're like, so when are the?
So Ohtani up again next?
Can anyone hit? When are the Jays decent hitters coming? Why is it just nothing but these, like you say, dusters?
Yeah.
And then they scan the dugout. It's like, well, there's one, but I guess he's
took him out. That guy's
he hit a homer earlier and
pinch run for him.
Shit. Okay. When did they get? Was it the 17th? They finally got. They had loaded bases or the runner to third.
And you're like, and then you see who's coming to the dish, and you're like, oh, is it the backup catcher or like the last utility infielder? Oh, it's
the catcher. Great.
Good. The backup catcher.
Awesome. Yeah. When that final out at the top of that inning went, I'm not sure if you guys heard it. My kid yelled, "Fuck!" from our house. I'm sure wherever you were in the city, you heard it.
Well, I heard many of those, so I don't know if it was him or not. Yeah.
Jesus. It's like there are some people in the house sleeping.
I got 10-year-olds, and one of them was like, there's no way I'm not staying up. And the other's like, yeah, I'm going to stay up.
You tell me who wins. Yeah.
Pick him up at midnight, up the stairs. All right, dummy, go pee, brush your teeth. You're into bed.
Yeah.
The other guy.
Just wired.
He's still sleeping, I think.
Yeah, well, he's just got
no school to get up for.
Yeah,
jeez.
Yeah, there were a lot of twists and turns. Davis Schneider, if only you could run. You slow beggar.
He seemed to be moving first to third, and then I don't know if there's some sort of a wall or a gravitational force from third to home, but it looked like slow motion.
Yeah.
And the Dodgers, who'd had some bad throws from the outfield, that relay was perfect.
Yeah.
And I was like, how can you send him? Like the ball's in his hand before he's even at third. But they're hyper aggressive, and Buck was like, you got to try because it would put you in a spot to win the game. And on top of that, it's like Teoscar missed the plate by like 15 feet earlier in the game. How Vladdy scored, and he should have been dead in arrival. They ran into some outs. So did the Dodgers, though. Vladdy had that seed to third. It was not a boring game. That was a classic for the ages. I hope you had the over on innings on Bet365. I don't know if they opted that. I haven't seen that field. I'm sure they
had the Scherzer.
Scherzer didn't get to his Ks, but we definitely cleared the Bo Bichette total bases. If you had Ohtani with 9 times on base, that would have paid really nicely.
Yeah, that would come through the five walks.
Plus
anyway, hey, you know what?
Billion.
Welcome to the show. It's a presentation of Bet365. You've got your game props, your player props, your totals, your money line, whatever your bet is. It's never ordinary. We'll talk a little bit later. We did our Bet365 football picks. We'll have the results of those coming up.
How was Bounce Back Boomer?
That was 2 weeks ago.
And so,
shush.
Okay.
Just never mind all that. And we've got the super chat. You Centers of Calgary will benefit from your generosity. We've got the YouTube open. We are live, and as we go live, you got comments. You put them in there with some money, and we get them to the Youth Centers of Calgary.
We'll actually hear from Jane Walkowitz of the Youth Centers of Calgary later in the program. She stopped by this morning. and had to put up with our groggy Tuesday chat.
Yeah.
But it's an incredible charity. They really are impacting a ton of lives, and she was super thankful for the contributions that you, our viewers on YouTube, have made. So a cootie hardos, as we say in the business.
Cootie hardos, heat seaters and all of that for all. We're here in the McLeod Law LLP studios. How's the temp in here today, Jack? Because you were putting your coat on.
It was cold yesterday.
Yeah,
it's a little better today. Every Monday, I think it's just cold because I think that guy.
He's not in on Mondays. Yeah. He knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing.
Monday, I'm going to set it low.
Yeah, so Friday before I leave,
I'll just crank it down.
Turn it right
Tuesday,
off.
I'll bring it up at about 5 a.m. Then it's toasty.
That's not McLeod Law. I mean, that's they have nothing to do with that. McLeod Law.
We could get them involved.
We probably should.
I need some heat on Mondays.
If you need legal assistance in any way, shape, or form, McLeod-law.com. It is a Flames game day. Get your helmet on. They are in the big smoke.
Toronto.
Yep. The mood will be probably a little melancholy in Toronto today, I would think. They'll be tired, and it's like, we could stay up and watch this shit, but if we could pull off a win, that'd be great. But
they'll be heavily caffeinated. They'll be slamming monsters like Jack at 8 a.m.
Is that what they do out there?
Oh, yeah.
Bunch of douche.
Anything to get their work done today.
We go right to the insider hot.
Oh, that's quick.
For Crystal Waters Plumbing and Heating. It's it's probably, I'm telling you, now's the time. Get the air conditioner because of great savings on the air conditioner. You're probably, maybe you're not thinking about that. Maybe you got to jug. Okay, get them into talking. You're here. Garage heaters. If you don't have, I bet your next, he's got to have one.
He's got to have some sort of
he's
attached
living
underground.
Good. Yeah, he's got
collector cars.
CrystalClearCalgary.com. They will take care of whatever it is in your house, your hot water tanks, hot water heaters, your furnace, your air conditioner, and now professional installed garage heaters. And there will be some exclusive content.
Ooh.
As there might be one going in my garage very soon.
Really?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We go to the Insider Hotline. Joining us, a Toronto Maple Leaf legend.
Mm-hmm.
Directly from.
Why is he laughing?
It's not.
Not seen his fight tape, his fight card? The guy's a GD legend.
What's so funny about that? He is Jay Rosehill, our buddy from the FlamesNation. What are you doing, buddy?
Man, you guys are kind to me every time. I don't know why I don't come on weekly. Legend. That's
you gotta be nice to
loose use around the barn burner camp, but I'll take her.
Yeah. I guess a couple before we get into it. You went to Italy. How was it?
Oh,
yeah.
It's amazing. Like they got it.
I get it.
Yeah.
Figured out, man.
They
Like,
do.
History, architecture, food, people, scenery, things. Oh my God. It was unreal. All I did was eat and drink and look at stuff and get my mind blown by all kinds of things. That St. Peter's Basilica in the Vatican, you could fit the Calgary Tower inside of it, and it's a church.
It's insane. Yeah.
It's like, what are we talking about? It's just they don't do it like that anymore. The dome's got to get torn down after 40 years. That thing's, oh God, they built it to last.
You mean not the same? Not the same kind of
No,
aura when you go in the dome?
The lights still work in the Basilica. Yeah, I recall that.
Different concrete, I think.
It's gold. That's why it's still standing.
Well, Noodles goes every summer. You just went.
Do you get pickpocketed like I did, Jay, or you keep all your belongings?
No, my wife was pretty concerned about it. Though, like stealing everything out of you. Yeah. It's a thing, but you get it on off the trains and whatnot. You just kind of look around the last minute when the doors are closing, but I didn't feel threatened.
There you go.
Great country.
Well, it's a big game day today, and I thought let's get in some, let's get right to it. Some expertise. I texted Jay yesterday. They come on the show. Yeah, I'd love to come on the show. Anything in particular, or what do we want to talk about?
Well, yeah, a huge game.
Well, the Flames play the Leafs. We'll probably get it. Oh, yes, the ice hockey. Yeah, okay. So I know you've had this one circled on your calendar for a long time.
I thought we were going to ask him about Bieber. What the hell are we doing here?
Yeah,
he starts tonight.
That is true. Like no rest for the wicked. Hey, I felt like I was up late last night, and the people on the East Coast watching, they had a real late one, but thrown right back into it. I love it, man. They moved the Leafs game, Flames game a little bit earlier, so we sit down, watch that, roll it right into the Jays. So nice little game of sports tonight. Actually,
I guess it was Dregs we were talking to last week. He was saying this whole Blue Jays thing is a godsend for the Maple Leafs and how their season has started. And I profess I have not paid that close attention, but going and looking at 4-4-1, and the goaltending could be better. I know the goalie kind of came out and ripped his team sort of kind of in the media, and there's been some injuries, and it hasn't been super smooth for the Leafs so far.
No, it hasn't. It's historically their October is not very good. They're at the same record that they were last year, and they won the division. So people that think the sky's falling and are losing their minds, it's like, yeah, let's have a little pump of the brakes here. This is what they do, but it's Toronto, and when expectations are high and people are trying to see if this team is better without Mitch Marner, and it's different. And we've said since the summertime that this will probably be a process of growing and figuring out what this looks like and how you're at your best. So the fact that they didn't come out of the gates blazing out of game 1, 2, 3, it didn't surprise me and didn't concern me that much. And half the nation, the Leafs nation, thinks that the regular season doesn't matter anyway, which a lot of times it doesn't. So subpar, kind of some storylines and some things that certainly could be better, but I'm not one of the ones that's freaking out.
Yeah, it seems like the record's fine. It's more just that when you've overhauled a roster that everyone 3 years ago said was way too skilled and soft and could have got it done in the playoffs, and then you move a lot of assets to bring in a lot of veterans and a lot of grit, it just feels like they haven't played that way at all. Like, it feels like it's been a pretty pedestrian start for a group that's supposed to be more physical and engaged. Is that fair?
Yeah, I think that's been my knock. We've seen them lose in the playoffs, and why was that? It's just like the style of hockey wasn't really conducive to how the team was built, and all of their strengths get taken away, and there's no time or space, and you're not playing the way that you could play to get yourself those regular season wins. Seems to be kind of the consensus, and it looks like the brass thought the same thing, and they wanted to construct this team a little bit differently rather than hand over the bag to Mitch Marner. So here we are. They are the biggest team in the league, but they don't play like it. To me, it's an intensity issue. And again, I haven't been freaking out about their start, but when they're not doing well and when they're losing, it's like nobody's willing to go out of their comfort zone to go and, impose their will on the game and invoke change by force. It's always like, well, I'm just going to wait around for my opportunity. And then the horn goes and they just kind of have a blank look on their face and they get off the ice. And I think that's kind of been a theme with them. And it's the frustrating part of it that I hope they figure out and change.
They could use a young Jay Rosehill.
Yeah, they could.
Something Brian Burke size. So there's a shit disturber we need. There's a guy that's going to run someone through the end boards if we're down 2 and the boys are sleepy. Like, never mind the coffee on the bench. Let's get a young Rosehill.
Well, Jake McCabe stepped up last game. I mean, that's the kind of stuff I've been waiting for. A guy comes into your house and through that middle of the ice trying to, rip one home, and usually that guy goes untouched. And here comes Jake McCabe. And I mean, you see him at the end of the interview, he's this broad frame packed with muscle. He's a man. And we know that in this league, there's a lot of boys in this league. And you lower your shoulder on that kid and make him do a goddamn backflip into the third deck. And then guess what? Oh, here comes Alex Tuck. I don't accept that. I won't let that happen. He comes in and just gets raggedy and by the guy. Like, he almost put his head in the second row. Yeah. And guess what? You're left with a power play because he comes in there and decides to instigate that issue, which, there's things that can be done in this league that are still legal. You can be physical, you can intimidate, you can have a presence, you can put players on their heels and teams on their heels mentally, saying, I don't think I'm willing to go to those lengths tonight. And I think you can benefit from it. And Jake McCabe was a great example. And I think the Leafs need to do a little bit more of that, because you see the teams that are having success in this league, they're built that way and they do that thing on a day-to-day basis.
Stolarz has kind of been the guy. Woll left with the personal issue. It sounds like he's close to returning, that being what it is. Anthony Stolarz last year was kind of a revelation. This year, it's been a tough start. 3.31 goals against, .885 save percentage. How much, and like I said, he kind of came out and was vocal about his displeasure with how the team was playing in front of him. I guess, what do you think about that when a goalie or any player kind of airs their dirty laundry or how they're feeling? I feel it's hypocritical. We always say guys don't say anything, and then they actually do, and we rip them for it. So I never dig that. But it's not been the start. At least the form he's shown has not been that similar to a year ago.
Yeah, I loved what he like. There's two sides of it, right? There's a side of me that's like, what's it like in that locker room, and then what's it like doing a show and covering the Leafs from the media side of thing. And from the media side of it, I love it. Like we say that all the time. We want someone to acknowledge the fact that this isn't good enough, and that Nylander's dogging it on the way back, or the effort's subpar, and the same stuff happens over and over, and nobody rectifies it. Like I love that Stolar stood up and said that, and felt like he earned the right to do it. Like in the past year, he has had the best save percentage in the entire league. You think that he's got a leg to stand on to say that stuff, to criticize, because I feel like sometimes the team needs a wake-up call and needs someone to say something. It's the same ring around the rosy every day, like whether they get blown out in game 7 or they win a regular season game 6-1, they have the same interview, same look on their face, same mentality, same type of attitude, it seems like. And finally, a guy says what everyone else is thinking. So I loved it. But from the other side of it, in the locker room, they had a team meeting right after that and they addressed it. And I'm sure one of the main points was, hey, Stoli, if you feel that way, say it inside of these walls to us. And we're all about you speaking your mind and saying what you think. And we can handle that. But why would you say it to the media? That does nothing good for us. And it certainly made a big firestorm. So I see both sides of it. But when you're hot under the collar and you get a microphone in your face, sometimes you say things that you maybe wish you didn't. And then the other side of it is, when you do that, everyone's watching with a magnifying glass your performance after that. Are you going to back it up? And I don't think he's been terrible by any stretch, and I fully have faith in his abilities, but they haven't played that well in front of him, and his performance on paper doesn't look fantastic afterwards, which just leaves you ripe for criticism after doing what he did, right?
How much of that was involved with just a lot of contact that he took in the crease, and maybe the lack of a willingness from this huge physical, not a puck moving D group anymore, but like a big mean group, not really dealing with it? Like that's the one thing Stolarz should be comfy with, is like, okay, we got 6'5" Carlo, we've got OEL, who's a big man, Benoit's tough, you bring in Tanev, you've got McCabe. Like, these aren't water bugs back there. Why am I getting run into all the time and no one's doing anything? Like
100%. Okay. And people, like, he got knocked out of the playoffs last year because a guy came in and knocked him, and would that have been the difference? And, they brought the team to game 7 with Joseph Woll in there, and that happened in game 1. Would it have been different? Like, maybe. So there's a history of it happening. And like you say, these are the big bad Leafs now. Well, are you going to play like it? Are you going to protect me? Are you going to set a precedent that nobody comes into our goalie's crease and bangs him around, or there's going to be consequences? And, that specific incident that night was on Carlo. Just stood there and looked at the guy as he buries into Stoli, a 6'4", 225-pound guy, falls on him. Like, that doesn't exactly feel good. Why isn't anyone doing anything about it? I echo his frustration. Like, why wouldn't the first thing you do is just jump on that guy? I was protecting the power play. What's more important, getting a 2-minute power play, or having the league on notice that you don't put up with shit anymore, and that you've got the personnel in there to rectify the problems of the past, where teams don't have respect for you, teams ragdoll you, you have no response for it, you don't really take pride in your team or your goalie. Like, that apparently has been rectified. But when you see it still happening, and like you say, this big team isn't doing anything about it, that's a mentality to me. And I think their mentality has to change, and I think their intensity level has to change, and some of the guys have to come out of their comfort zone to do what needs to be done. Again, it matters most in the playoffs, but you don't just flip a switch in April and become this new team. You got to start putting the building blocks in place right now.
Willie Nylander is still there. He was injured, I guess, didn't play in that game on Saturday. Looks like he'll play tonight. So obviously he's very dynamic. He's one of the best players in the league, and we know what Austin Matthews is. And we had the conversation, and we've just had it for years, about the captaincy here. It's Michael Backlund. I mean, he's not a vocal guy. He's not going to fight anybody. He's not going to run anyone through the boards, but he's respected in the room. Tavares was captain for a long time. He let his play do the talking. He's very kind of quiet and, a mumbler. And now Austin Matthews is the captain, and I don't know where he would fall in there. I guess you played, I guess, different captains you've played for. What do you need to be? And to be the captain of the Leafs, it is what it is, right? That's a prestigious honor. Mm-hmm. Thoughts on Matthews as captain, or what is it? What is the importance of having either a vocal or physical captain, or how does that role? How's it best defined the way you see it?
Yeah, and a little bit of everything. Like some guys lead by example, some guys are vocal, some guys are rah, some guys are take individuals under their wing in one way or another, or come let some rookie live at their house. Like there's a million different things you can do. I kind of like a little bit of everything. Obviously, it's kind of not really fair to ask for that because not everyone's well-rounded and be able to cover all the bases. But with Austin Matthews in particular, I think there's a sentiment that you'd like to see a little more emotion or a little more passion. We were talking about, Nathan McKinnon the other night, game's over, lost, horn's gone, and he is just frothing at the mouth. With the value that he is to his team. He takes his gloves off and he's throwing bare hands at a guy. And it's not fighting, but like that is the result of having passion and being willing to do anything and just desperately wanting to win. And I think if there was a knock on Austin Matthews that, of course you mentioned his prowess with scoring goals and his trophies, and he's got a Hart Trophy and 3 Rocket Richards, and that's great. And he's a great player, but if there was a knock, it would be, I think this market wants to see some more passion out of him and some more intensity. I swear I've used those 2 words 100 times the past week and a half, but it just seems kind of flat sometimes. And he seems to just kind of wait for his opportunities and see what happens. And it's almost like, hope we win tonight and maybe we will. And it's just like, that's not Nathan McKinnon. And that's not those leaders who lead with, this furious energy that sets the tone that everybody else has to fall in line. Because if that guy's doing it, well, how the hell can I get away with not doing it? I'd like to see a little bit of more of that out of Austin Matthews, and I don't think I'm alone in that.
Yeah,
like it feels like like those guys are so amazing, and you're just like, that's a captain. Like you could brand him on his chest.
Yeah,
there aren't 32 of them, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they've been different. You think about Nick Lidstrom was not a raw guy, but I don't think anyone had a problem when he was the captain after Yzerman, took the C off or any of that. You can kind of cherry pick it. If the team's good and it's going well, that guy's a leader. Look how the team responds around him. And then if it's not going well, now, and it's not because you criticized him, but he was heavily criticized. And that's, of course, Mitch Marner. Not directly replaced. It's good. The tape, do it by committee. Team takes on a new shape and all of that. And he seems to be doing well in Vegas. But when you sit down to watch the Leafs, how obvious is it that he's not on the ice? Because he was a dynamic player, both good and bad. He would do things that would make you go crazy, and he would do things that make you come out of your seat. Now it's only been whatever it is, 9 games, but is it very visible that the Marner is no longer on the ice?
You notice it. I mean, he had a lot of puck touches. He played 20 minutes in a night, and he was well-rounded in the sense that he's killing penalties too, and doing things defensively at times. Again, people think that the fans or the Leafs thought that, Nicholas Waugh and Dakota Joshua are better than a Mitch Marner. Like that's not really the case. We have been banging our head against the wall with this core 4 for years, and we have been left wanting every single year for the same reason. You get to the playoffs and you play the Florida Panthers or the Tampa Bay Lightning or the Boston Bruins in their prime, and you have too much of the same player. You have the Matthews and the Nylander and the Marner and the Tavares, and it's like you don't have the pieces that they have that get them over the finish line. So now you're at a crossroads. Do you give this guy $13 million and just, keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting it for it to work one day? They had enough cracks at it. It's not like they did it for 2 seasons and then said, screw it, let's bail on this plan. It was years and years and years and years of this. So I think, and with some of the fans kind of turning on some of his antics and his no look backhand sauce while I avoid a body check, it was shit or get off the pot. And $13 million, you're basically saying that this is the formula we're going to continue ahead for another decade. It was time for a change. And I think Treliving did the best he could with the situation that he was in to try to make this team more playoff ready and playoff compliant and the ability to beat those heavy teams in the playoffs in a 7-game series, because they just kept coming up short with it.
Yeah. Well, and he always talked about it here. Like there's a team that can get you in the playoffs, but the type of teams that wins in the playoffs isn't always your division winners with high skill. There has to be this element of sacrifice and grit and physicality and blocking shots it's a 7-game war. You're lining up across the face-off dot from the same guy for 2 weeks. Like, you got to want to lose more than that guy. I get it. What are they shopping for this year? Like, where are the holes on this team? Is it a puck-moving defenseman? Is it another center? I mean, there's obviously a lot of buzz around Nazem here. Boy, he doesn't feel like the guys you just described. He runs hot and he burns to win.
Big time. I feel like, at center, if you could put like a Kadri, another centerman, especially one with some tenacity and some grit and some aggression, I feel like what it would do to that lineup up front, it would just settle everything in its place, and you'd step back and look at the forward group and go, my God, is that deep? Like, you might have Jonathan Tavares at 3C with some heavy hitters around him, and, a Scott Lawton, or with a Domi maybe even on the fourth line, and Bobby McMahon's very capable. He's fast. His shots like, all of a sudden you're like, well, this might be one of those teams where you have so much depth that the other opponent can't even line match against you, because it's like they just keep coming in wave after wave after wave. And that's the idea. And I do think a center would really make that happen. Problem is, the cupboards are pretty empty, right? We don't have a lot of draft picks. I mean, Easton Cowen is showing a lot of promise. You got Ben Danford, a defenseman coming, looking really good in camp. I don't think they want to part with him. Like, you're not selling the farm this year. So the realistic nature of getting a real game changer on roster, I don't really know if that's possible. But, a Nazem Kadri, a guy, he basically got moved out of town because he ran a little too hot. He kept coming out of the gates in the playoffs, getting suspended because he was too horny. I think now what we've seen, I think we take a little bit of that on the roster.
Yeah, he was drafted there. He's from there. We find out again. It's 13. He's got 13-team no trade. I think probably Toronto is on his fly list. I think he would be fine going there.
I love going home.
It would seem like he would be exactly what they would want. The GM is a fan, because we know he signed him. It just it's the one that just seems so clear. But to your point, the cap is one thing, but they've spent so many draft picks. If that's what Craig Conroy would want in a deal, it would have to be some young players. So it would have to be.
Yeah, it's funny. It's not a cap problem, and it has been for the Leafs for so long. They've been $25 within the cap at times before, and they're real thin margins. And now they've got the cap space, and I just don't know if they can. Again, if they can make it happen. Like, I don't think you guys on the Calgary side of things are just going to empty the shelves for nothing, right? You want something in return that's, when that building's done and when everyone's hitting their prime, you're going to want to be making hay at that point in time, and just giving away all your players isn't going to happen. So that's my one thing is, like, this would be great. And yeah, the fit works, and there's so many things that line up, but Calgary's not giving you Nazem Kadri for nothing.
Do they need a puck mover, or is this D good enough? Because they're certainly tough enough. I just, are there enough guys that can hustle back, get a puck, find a winger on the tape to get back into the other end?
Well, I think it's supposed to be good enough. I mean, look what you give up for Carlo, and it's supposed to be a well-rounded D, and it is. I think their one knock is that they're aging, but when everyone's healthy and you see them play, and this year hasn't been a very good example of that. There's been holes, and there's been defensive breakdowns and lanes and players missed, and that's on the forwards as well. But defensively, they aren't the way they were last year. It's more of like several years ago with, we saw 4-on-1 the other night with Jersey. Like, what are we doing, guys? But from last year, if you watch the way they pull the puck off the wall and use each other and are able to make that play, they get out of their zone pretty damn well and get into the forwards' hands. And again, to get a puck moving defenseman that's going to, be a game changer. Like, how are you doing that? You just gave up Minton in a first rounder for Carlo. So you've kind of made the bed already. And this is supposed to be the group to get it done. So I'm not holding my breath for some big stud puck moving defenseman to come in and round off this decor.
You sort of said, this doesn't feel like a burn the boats year. Like, you can't be giving up futures. I wonder, because it's like Shanahan's out, Pelly's in, press conference was very clear. We're here to win, nothing else. If we don't win, it's a failure. Like, would you really worry about, in 4 years, this guy might be a top 2-line player? That seems to me where Treliving's going to be. Am I willing to part with my best prospect to get a piece to help me win this year? Because I don't know how long the leash is for him if this doesn't go well.
Yeah,
I think they're a playoff team, but if they're not, I don't think they're going to be afraid to say, see ya.
Yeah, and I mean, you get closer, you get past Christmas, and you start nearing that trade deadline. That might be the sentiment. And I mean, general managers sometimes are going, well, fuck it, I'm not going to be here in 5 years if this doesn't work. So I'm going to make sure that it works, or take my best swing. So that might be something on the docket, like a Ben Danford, but again, like, what does that get you? It's I don't think they're going to move Easton Cowen. Like, you try Easton Cowen in his first NHL game, and he's everywhere. He's buzzing. He's well-rounded. He's got the grit. He's finishing every hit. He's got skill. He's got vision and hockey IQ. Like, I think that he could potentially help the team now. It's not like it's unheard of to have a 20-year-old with that type of pedigree, be valuable in the team. I think the forward group is better with him on the lineup than with him out. So are you moving him for, it depends on the deal, right? At the end of the day, I think if Treliving can make the team better, he will, but it's too early to say that, to see who they are. I think they're still figuring out who they are and what they're supposed to be. And Berube is still trying to get his claws into the team and have them understand what it looks like when you're doing the things right.
You're an Alberta guy. You of course cover the Leafs, but you pay attention obviously closely to what's going on here. What's your take on the Flames here through the first coming up month? It's been there's been an 8-game losing streak.
They have one regulation win in 10 games.
Yeah, not
one in a row.
Not pretty, right? But if you look at what they did last year, like, they go on a run and damn near get into the playoffs. I mean, with 96 points, was it? I mean, many other years that gets you in, and nobody really saw that. Like, at Christmas, were you guys saying this is what
we're saying they're going to sell the deadline?
Yeah. Right. So and it's kind of unfortunate that you didn't, because it's like, well, we don't even think we want to get to that point if we're not going to get in. Like, you might as well. And it's a handful of games. I think that team is better than they look. Like, we had Stajan on this morning, and he's talking about Uyghur and Anderson and Coleman and Huberto and Kadri and Wolf. It's like, Jesus, you got some pieces there to be better than you are. So I think that this gross start to the season is probably going to be behind you before long. I mean, people are talking Tank and McKenna in early mid October.
Some are, yeah, for sure.
Can you imagine how gross that would be? And I don't think they're going to go that direction. I think they're going to get better. And you see that, the beating they laid on the New York Rangers there, I think there's more there for them to get on track. And I don't want them to start finding their footing tonight against the Leafs or anything, but I think they're a better team than what they've showed at the beginning. Like, those guys aren't going to quit. Like, people are always like, well, why don't you just tank and get, like, being -3 every single night and having the turnovers be on your shoulders. And, like, it's just, those guys don't get to the NHL by having that mentality of, let's roll over and get McKenna. Like, not a chance. I think the fight's still going to be in that group, but I think they're better than they've showed so far this season.
I've always thought the tank was the GM's job. The coaches and players, I don't care who it is, you got to go try to win. And so the question is, like, okay, Craig, you can help steer this a little, or you just, as Kent Wilson said, let gravity take its course. If they're bad enough, all the signals are clear at the trade deadline. If you wanted to get ahead of it, that's a different conversation.
And I think the only way for the Leafs to get something, like, again, we always say that no one gives you something for nothing, right? Like, it has to benefit the team and make them better. But if you get a position, down the road of the season, if it does keep going this way, where a guy's going, well, maybe I don't have to get the best part of this trade to pull the trigger on it, because, the more we slide, the more it might benefit my organization here. And you maybe unload a Kadri for less than you would have a year or two before. Hard to say, but again, from the Leafs perspective, you're going to have to take advantage of someone in that way if you're going to get a game changer, because you don't have enough to push it over the finish line and make the team feel like they won the deal.
You had a nasty wakeboarding injury this summer.
What?
How is the rehab going? How are we doing?
It's going averagely, to be honest. Paint
us a picture before we get to rehab. Like, walk us through this treacherous day.
He's greased up, the 6-pack's shining.
Yeah.
Hair's oil on me. No, I turned 40 this summer, and I grew up wakeboarding. It was kind of a thing we did in the summer, me and my brother, and it can still do this flip, right? And you land a flip, and I feel like, when am I going to stop doing this thing in the summer? And I said, well, when you're 40 years old, go do the flip, and good for you. You said you could do it. And that was the end of the story. So I'm at this, my buddy's lake this time, and he goes, let's throw the wakeboard in the boat. And I said, screw it. The kids will surf and everything. And then he goes, screw it. We'll just throw it in anyways. It's a beautiful night. The kids are done their surfing. There's just a couple of close friends on the boat. Okay, screw it. We'll go for a wakeboard. So I go and I'm doing it, and I'm going to go do this flip, and I cut into the wake, and I literally say to myself, because I've been doing it since I was 12, and I go, well, last time, Rosie, and I chuck this flip, and I kind of land it, but with some awkward balance, and I reach my hand. You know, those wakes on those boats are 6 feet tall and these big monsters, and I put my backhand into the wake to kind of balance myself. It pulls it back and tears my pectoral tendon right off the bone. So I get in the boat, and I go, my pecs all piled up in my tit there, and oh my God. And that was the end of the golf season, end of the good. So I knew it was going to be my last time doing that thing, and it definitely was. I won't be
Rosie,
doing
you
that
can't
again.
go out that way. You can't go out that way. You got to end on a high note.
Part of me thinks that. Part of me is like, go say F you to your body. But no, the body's barking back these days. 40's a real thing. I think one way or the other, that was the last time I was flipping around on a wakeboard like I'm 20.
That torso modeling career too takes a hit. That's too bad with that pec relocated. Shame all those endorsements from those body wash commercials are going to go out the window.
That's the thing. I got it repaired. I had surgery, so I don't have the disfiguration. It's all vein. It's all about the looks, right?
Yeah,
okay. Sure.
I was gonna leave it. I wanted to leave it, but I couldn't do anything. You have no pec, so I reattached it. Now I'm going through the rehab process, which it's shitty, man. It's a lot. I got these pinches and pains, and I don't know. I see the surgeon this week. I just really appreciate your guys' concern. My goodness, this got
very concerned. And there's certain things that a guy does that you're maybe better with one hand than the other.
Right.
Was that affected at all? Are you more ambidextrous? Or
it's I like to throw hands both on when I'd scrap back in the day, but I am a strictly right hand man when it comes to behind closed doors. So and it's my left. It was my left, so I'm okay. And there's
no more strangers.
The stranger felt stranger for sure, but that's not my go-to anyway.
Love you, pal. I want to book you in for our Christmas show. We don't have the date yet, but I feel like we need to give you months' notice to have you here. So
just Uber me back and forth. You guys got the cash. I hear the ad reads. Give me an Uber home, and I'm there, boys.
Yeah. We got legal counsel on side this year too, so you can seek advice before speaking if need be.
We'll all be good.
Thanks,
buddy.
Thanks for having me. Enjoy.
Good to see you. There he is.
Oh boy.
Jay Rosehill. You can catch him with Nick Alberga.
Best eyebrows in the league.
Yeah, he's got them. He sure does.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah. Good guy out, of course, Central Alberta guy.
Old.
Played for the Leafs, played for the Flyers. Great guy.
Scrapper. It was funny because he was in Tampa system as a D man and just was like getting nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell's going on here? Another year in the A. All these prospects got drafted me. They're up in the. How's this going to happen? And finally just said, bleep it. And started scrapping guys, and it was like, ding, Brian Burke, place them forward, get your ass to Toronto, you're in the NHL. It's many of us are not near brave enough to make a living the way he did, but God, he was good at it.
It is. I think it's probably more common than we know, where it's like, oh, did it just kind of happen and it's slowly morphed? No, it was like I'm changing the way I play.
I have to
starting
find a way.
tonight. I'm going to fight someone, or I'm going to do something or whatever, and then it takes off. And it was like that for him. We had a little sit down this past summer, and it's like, oh, the coach didn't like me, and I was moving from East Coast to this to that. It's like I can't get traction anywhere, and then
start playing forward,
start
banging guys because you can skate and hit.
Yeah, I always liked running around, and if it meant I had to fight, he started fighting, wasn't losing a bunch of them, so just kind of kept doing it and kept winning a bunch of them. And then, hey, this kid's a handful down there.
And then your brother's sending you notes on the tough guy in the team you're playing tomorrow night. Okay, I guess I got to start with lefts on this guy. I'm a fighter.
So yeah, the Leafs tonight.
4:00 start.
4:00.
Note the weird start time, Mountain Time. It is a World Series special. They're going to get started really early. It's also part of 16 games in a row that the NHL is doing, all 32 teams in action If you live in America, you can actually watch the Frozen Frenzy. What a
America.
concept. Yeah.
America.
We'll be there this weekend.
In America?
America.
Yeah, America.
Get some American money.
Kadri. Remember, Elliot Friedman had the report about Kadri. He's like, yeah, if the Flames are going to trade Kadri, we spent a lot of time talking about him for a guy that may not get traded. If the Flames are going to trade him, boy, they can imagine what they could get. And then it was they're not. They have no interest. They're not going to be trading him before he plays 1,000 games.
Yeah,
he's going to do that. Tonight will be game 996.
Wednesday against Columbus next week, game 1,000 at home.
So it sounds like, 1,000 games. It's probably
way down the road. Nope, that's next week.
So it's just there's a few things, right? That he's got a no trade. Well, it's 13 teams. They'll trade him until game 1,000. Well,
that's next Wednesday.
Next week. It just makes so much sense. He's been such a good Calgary Flame.
That's the thing that I feel like these players don't sit and watch Barn Burner, but they'll hear about the family members. They said this, and they're trying to trade you. And it's like, Nazem Kadri's been a great Flame. And Nazem Kadri might love it in Calgary, but that doesn't mean the Calgary Flames shouldn't be listening, because this is how you position your franchise for the next decade. Not age 36, 37, 38 years for Nazem Kadri, which are the next and last 3 on his contract. He has been great. Aside from maybe a spell under Darryl, he's been better than you could have expected for a player of his age. He has not tailed off. He continues to create chances. He's a dynamic offensive player. He's coming off a career year at age 34. Like, you tip your cap, and I think Nazem's a smart enough guy. You'd understand, even if I like it here, they can trade me. And I don't know that I have another contract after this. Do I want to get into of course I do.
Yeah. It's kind of like what Rhett said yesterday. It's less about what Kadri. That's not to make it sound like insensitive, but because it's Flames. If Kadri wants to win, or of course he does, or what does he want? You've got half the league that's open to a trade.
More, yeah.
You're not doing your job if you're not seeing what potential and interest there is in the guy.
Yeah, and that wrinkle with the no trade clause versus a no trade list of 13.
Yeah.
It doesn't okay, it's trade protection. Well, no, it's a big difference, because if it's an NTC, he's like yes or no, and you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's like, listen, here's what we're going to do. Talk to me about this list of places you don't want to go. Has anything changed? That team, you thought they'd be bad, they're good, or the list is 3 years old, and at that time you didn't like that coach, he's not there anymore. I think they're going to let this play out a bit. Obviously, it's only 10 games. It's a bad 10 games, but if you look at their last 3 or 4 in a vacuum, they've played pretty well.
It's
the goal scoring hasn't been awful.
Far more similar to what we watched a year ago.
And so when you get around to American Thanksgiving or December 1, if you're in the same spot, this has to be a conversation. If suddenly you're 3 points out of a playoff spot, I'd understand them based on Craig's track record, just saying we're going to let it play out.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams, and even listen to Jay talk about the Leafs and Treliving there. So, if this is a guy that could, I need to feel confident about what I have here. If I'm going to spend big to bring in a player, you better show me at least you're that close.
Yeah.
Show me what you are, that you're worth investing this kind of asset in.
Yeah.
And you probably want to wait till about December 1st. You go get past American Thanksgiving, get into December. It'd be the same for the Flames. Well, yeah, if we could get a haul, we'd trade them. But at the same, we gotta at the decent thing to do is to kind of let this team play, unless obviously if a blockbuster great offer comes in, you do it anytime. But
here's the other thing.
It's just going to take some time
with the Flames. You look at the schedule here. Toronto, I think, is better than the record shows. They haven't been playing their best hockey. Not an easy place to play. Ottawa has found their footing offensively. They're hanging crooked numbers now. I think multiple games of 7 goals, all without Brady Tkachuk. Ullmark's starting to look good. But after that, it's Nashville. Okay, not sure about you. Philly, not sure about you. Columbus, not sure about you. Chicago, well, we know you're going to be in the top 5 picks at the lottery. Minnesota, not sure about you. And then the Sharks, who are the only team within striking distance of the Flames, second from the bottom in the NHL. If you're the Calgary Flames in that room, you're the GM, you're the head coach, you're saying, this stretch of 7 games is our opportunity to get back into this thing. So as much as while we look at it today, and we do a show every day, and they are dead last in the NHL, that does not mean in 2 weeks' time they're going to be there. It is a very reasonable section of the schedule where you'd expect them to score more goals and get more wins than they did in their first 10 games.
So if it's a 4:00 start here, I mean 6:00 there. What time does the ball game start?
6:00 here, 8:00 there.
Okay, so yeah.
So it'll be
Be
like
early
third period, first pitch. Little overlap.
Early departing crowd, perhaps, from the old.
Well, they'll just put on the Jumbotron. They sold out the Rogers
During the
Center
game?
for the road game. Hey, I think at the Calgary game, they were at TV timeout during the Mariners series, and the final out, they were airing it. I mean, there was a big home run in that game. Obviously, the Springer one.
And that's Calgary.
Yeah, so never mind.
I'm just saying this is in Toronto.
Right,
I would
so-
guess, but it's like, okay, what's the score? How much time left?
So I think they're putting it up.
12 during play?
No, probably whistles though. Yeah,
Whistles.
There's a few sports bars downtown Toronto.
There's a few there. Yeah.
You're right. You know what? If it's a 3-goal lead or 2-goal lead in either way, maybe it is time to go. That's I understand that.
Yeah. Don't take it personal, Craig Berube. If people are on their way out.
Craig, you've done great. It's 3-1.
You're doing great, Craig.
You're going to tuck this in. I got to go see how the Beebs is doing. Both Beavers were there last night, by the way.
Is that right?
Yeah, Justin was row 1. He's got a lot more face.
Was he the one stretching in the...
That's the
in the
mustache
bullpen area,
Beaver,
or-
not the
Okay.
facial piercings pop star Beaver.
How is Justin Bieber doing it? It seems like he's had a little bit of... Been a little,
It's been a
some
while.
concerns that maybe he needs some help. Maybe he needs
I think
to get
since
out of
the
spotlight
brothel
a
in
bit.
Brazil, he's kind of taken on a little more.
I
Of a,
do love a good brothel.
in
Broth
Brazil.
and brothel, both delicious. Jeez.
tough to rank those two.
Yeah, it is.
You love a good broth.
Yeah, some days I'm definitely more of a broth guy. It's like I couldn't do a brothel today. It's not
God, I'm tired.
well, how it's lying up. I'm so tired. Like today is broth day for
100%.
sure.
Tuck in.
Nice, delicious, savory broth. We'll get to the Pinder Report coming up. I guess there's some baseball in there.
Should note before we get there, just staying with Flames.
Mm.
Coronado does come back in. I don't know that we've discussed it on air.
Haven't.
So let's do that. Huska, prior to their last game, scratches Coronado, first healthy scratch of the year. We saw Igor up there for a couple. He says, it's one game only. Don't worry, we're putting them back in. And then they maybe have their most complete effort of the season with a 5-1 win over the Rangers on Sunday.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, shit, I said I had to put Coronado in. So what are we going to do? And it's like, well, if you're putting them back in, you can't really, you'd like to put them in the top 9, but those 3 lines were rolling. It's like, does fourth line Coronado, is that what the opportunity he needs? Like, oh, yes, now I'm next to Kirkland. Watch the floodgates open. He's back in. He's on the fourth line. It's Kirkland at center, Lomberg on the left, Klapka the odd man out. And on defense, it's the same pairs we've seen for a while now. Ball Anderson, Bean Weegar, and Hanley with Perek. It is Wolf that is starting again.
Yeah.
And poor Braden Bahal. I don't know what he has to do to get in this lineup here. He's a right shot, and that doesn't seem to work for this coach with Perek in and Anderson and Weegar on the right. They have not really been keen to throw Weegar on the left, except for a couple of games. One game with Miramanov.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's not the most grave of misspoke ever, but I do wonder if Huska had his druthers, if he'd go back and if rather than just it's one game, he's coming back in, just say, listen, this is a short-term thing.
Yeah.
He's just going to watch a couple games.
Yeah.
Because you probably don't. We talked about it yesterday. Having Coronado on the fourth line, well, that's not really where you want him.
No.
And the top 3 lines, well, they all kind of performed in a way that they deserve another crack at it. So probably best case would be, hey, you know what, Coronado, you're gonna watch another one. Klapka stays in the fourth line. So instead of one game, it's 2, and there's no harm done. But kind of said it was going to be one game.
Yeah, he's kind of married to that take. And you're right. Like, this isn't the greatest miscarriage of justice. No one needs to be incarcerated over this. It's game number 11 tonight, I believe. But they tried some things that worked, so you don't want to get away from them. Like, you liked Frost on the wing. He can take some draws. He's better on faceoffs than Kadri is, and you like that line. You know, the Backlund and Coleman were taking some strays last week, and then I think it's been their best line the last 2 games. Coleman's up to 5 on this season. He's leading the team in goals. Backlund a couple helpers. Hansik's really cemented himself.
I was going to say,
nicely.
you got to kind of squint to see it, but if you're that feels like the spot for Hansik.
Yeah, and it's not new. Like, we've seen really young guys cut their teeth with Backlund. We saw it with Kachuk. We saw it with Mangiapane. There's been a lot of guys. It's a seems to be a comfortable place for young players to play. Here's your job, go do it. And they've actually created some offense. And then you're trying Zary down the middle. You don't want to just give him one and then say, no, you're a winger. Like, I like to see Zary down the middle, see what it looks like. And you had Sharon Govich score in his return. Fairby's been consistently creating chances all season, arguably your best forward to this point, just with no puck luck. So you're in the spot where it's like, okay, It is fourth line with Lomberg and Kirkland, so hopefully those pucks aren't square by the time they get to Coronado.
Kadri and Frost, both Toronto guys.
Yeah.
They'll want to put on a show.
There's a few. Parek's got a ton of friends and family coming in. Uyghur's an Ontario guy. I think Kevin Ball is too.
Jack, did you know that Morgan Frost's dad was the PA announcer for the Toronto Maple
I
Leafs?
feel like I heard that last year. Yes.
Andy Frost.
Good
Andy
pipes.
Deep put. This is great pipes.
Number 34, Austin Matthews. Something like that.
I'm Andy Frost. This is Overnight. We used to play that
Yeah.
on syndication on our FM station.
That
was in Brandon.
Okay, yeah.
I'm Andy Frost. It's like this guy.
God, those pipes are good.
God, so good. And then what happened? Did they go to the new? Then they gunned him, I think, from the Leaf job anyway. Bunch of idiots. Don't know what they're doing out there. Come on, Trey.
It's a revenge game for Morgan. Let's go.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
Figure it out. Outdoor Dental. Outdoor.dental is the website. I know what you're thinking. Well, how's it? Is there a .com? No, it's outdoor.dental.
.dental.
That is the website. And you know what? Don't worry about it. What are you, some kind of an internet nerd? Just go with it. Outdoor.dental. Get on there. Find out about Dr. J. Patel. Learn about the Soleil laser. There he is. Dr. J. Turn laser on. Does it make that noise when you pew pew? Right. Pew, pew, pew. Something like that. Can be used for people who just maybe you just don't like the dentist. Maybe you're avoiding the dentist because of it, or maybe it's just it's 2025 and this is the way you do it. No needles, no drills, no stress. Excellent solution for the dental, and it also works for your snoring treatments, which is actually where we kind of I brought it up number of times when
Our guys
sat down with Dr. J. He's like, so do you think that like your audience would be dealing with snoring, perhaps? All of them.
Yeah.
Yes, I
We're
would
snorers.
say 100% of the guys that watch this thing, guaranteed, have got some drool going. They're barking, keeping up the neighbors.
Yeah, I feel like the Venn diagram between snorers and our show, it's just two perfect
It's
circles.
just right over. Yeah, you
there.
don't even know there's two
It's one
circles
circle.
there.
There's two there. I only see one. It's the same photo.
2 15-minute treatments increase the tension in the soft palate, reduce snoring, non-surgical, pain-free, and on your little benefits, you can get it in there.
You
If
got
you
health
got those
benefits.
things.
Let them rip.
You're sleeping better. You're feeling better because if you have better sleep and more of it, you're just more fresh. You're unlike us today.
Yeah.
You don't feel like you've been up watching 18 innings of baseball. You
Right.
feel fantastic.
Much better. And then never mind the person sleeping next to you.
They're sleeping better.
That's good.
You're
too.
more productive.
Yeah.
Outdoor.dental again is the website to go and learn more and get yourself booked in. Why wouldn't you do it?
You got laser works on jet lag. I got a Australian returning home today.
Oh, really?
This is usually a tough couple days.
For her or for
Well, it's 17 hours ahead, so it's 7 a.m. there right now. No, does that make sense? It's way ahead. Yeah, it's not.
yeah, it's not really what I asked. I just asked. You said it's a tough couple days. I was just wondering who
because
it's
no
tough
one's
on.
sleeping. You know, she's up in the middle of the night. She's exhausted during the day. We're not at our best when we're not sleeping
I
well.
see.
Just like the snoring thing. Like it's. I'll see you on Thursday, Dean.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'll just stop and back
Thank
you
you.
into the corner. Yeah, you're welcome. Time for the Pinder Report.
The Pinder Report's brought to you by our good friends at Village Honda. The demo clear out is on 9. On 9. I don't need a 9.
You need sleep.
I need some sleep.
Yep.
Dr. J, I'm sorry. I had to watch.
It's
out
on 9.
The 2025 demo clear out is on. It is on
When?
probably from 9 a.m. till
Right.
whatever. It's always on at villagehonda.com. You can go to the Northwest Auto Mall. It's your chance to get a deal on one of these low kilometer demos. They're always shining them up, cleaning them out. You know, insides, outsides, pristine. Low kilometers, get a deal.
The best kind.
It's almost brand new.
Yeah, almost.
I know a guy that got Honda Ridgeline Black Edition off the demo sale.
Really?
Worked out well for him. Sleeping really well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not just the Ridgeline. They got the Trail Sport 25 edition. They've got the CRV Hybrid Sport, the Civic Sport, Civic Hybrid, Pilot Touring Edition, the Accord Hybrid Touring Sedan. All kinds of demos. It's a great chance to get a great deal at Village Honda, your dealership for life. Let's start at FlamesNation.ca, where the pens are always dripping ink. The typewriters are always clicking. That's right. Sam Honzik's capitalized on his opportunity with the Flames. It's almost like he's just there. Like if you were saying, like, who are we going to put Coronado in? Like his name didn't even come up. He has really solidified a spot here.
On the flip side, you wouldn't miss him if he wasn't there.
No, he just fits.
Right?
You don't, it's almost like you don't notice him in a way. He's doing his job. You know what you're getting. Next.
Like I say, maybe you're right now. You have to kind of squint, or you got to really look for it. But I think there are signs. And again, what is he going to be? I don't think he's ever going to lead the team in scoring.
No, God, no.
Right? It's not just, but he's going to be in the middle of your lineup, and the way it's going, he might be a hard to play against, reliable guy.
Moves well for his size.
Going to make some smart plays and be a valuable guy at contributing in other ways than scoring goals.
Was it Sunday? He must have dented the post with that chance.
Yeah, he's had a couple of posts. He had because he had, I think Husk was talking about, he had a goal post last week, hit another one here, got his first point the other night. But and it's not to say that Coleman is scoring because of Honzik, but he's not holding them back.
No, that line's been their best on line the last 2 games.
Yeah.
Now, it's a small sample, but there wasn't a lot of good lines at all in the first 8 games. So you'll take a line on a bit of a heater. No. Where do they go from here? The Calgary Flames. It will be an interesting week. They're going to head Toronto to Ottawa, and really close to Canada, you'll know, is Nashville, Tennessee, which is right next to Philadelphia. So it's just a really condensed, tight little 4-game roadie.
Yeah, that's the natural route.
Mm-hmm.
Ottawa to Nashville to Philly.
I mean, if you're already in Canada, you may as well go to Broadway.
Well, this is one thing we never thought of. We're going to Nashville. Did we think about maybe going to Philadelphia afterwards? Because it's clearly on the way home.
Is there a bus? Is it a tram ride?
We'll look into it.
Are they in Pittsburgh after that or no?
No, they head home. They've got Columbus on Wednesday. That'll be game.
What are we doing, Gary?
Yeah, I know. You're right in Pennsylvania. That's a good point, Jack. Game 1000 for Kadri's next Wednesday, and then it is the Hawks, the second of the 2-game homestand. All right. Yeah. All right. Okay, it's game day. We know that. Yeah, it's the Leafs. Note that start time again, 4:00. Mountain. There's Weeks, one of the Ontario boys. There's always a bunch on all these NHL rosters. You know that.
Our time zone has the coolest name.
Mountain.
Like you could be in the East or the Pacific or we're in the Mountain.
Bam.
Right?
Bringing your weak S in here. We're a mountain.
I think everybody would want to live in the Mountain time zone.
Yeah. What's a more badass time zone than Mountain? Isn't one. Also prime for sports. Nothing too late, nothing too early. 5 p.m. Yeah.
I don't know how they do it in the East.
I don't either.
Or
it
even
was
Pacific.
Almost 3 a.m. when that baseball game ended last night in Toronto.
Yep.
3.
And everything starts too early if you're out in Vancouver. So
way too early.
On already?
Like 4? No,
I'm not ready right now.
No, I just had lunch.
You can't do this now.
I had a late lunch. What do you mean
the Flames run at 3 in the afternoon? What?
No. All right, let's take a look at what the lines are looking like. We showed it before. There they are. Another Wolf start. Make it 10 of 11. There is a back-to-back on the weekend. It's Nashville Saturday, Philly Sunday. Poor Devin Cooley's looking at the schedule. Where are these goddamn back-to-backs?
He's got to play back-to-backs at least.
You'd think. He didn't out of the gate in the season. They've started Wednesday, Thursday. But, it's game 1 and 2. They're fresh. I don't know how fresh they'll be November 1 and 2.
We've talked about this probably since the dawn of time.
Yeah.
When the team's playing poorly, well, you can't play your backup because you need to win. And if they're playing well, it's probably because your number one's
he
deserves to keep starting. You can't break up a winning. Yeah.
It is not the Vladar Wolf alternation that we saw last year at this time. That to be sure. We may see Vladar in the tail end of this 4-game roadie, which kicks off tonight. Leafs look a little like this. Nylander with the Marloop construction sign there. That means probably good to go, but
led
definitely
to believe
not. He left last game, I believe.
Didn't play left the game Friday.
Thank you.
Didn't play Sunday. Practiced yesterday on the ice for morning skate today. Believed to be good to go.
We've seen all kinds of combinations of these top 9 forwards. Even Max Domi as well has moved around. Like they're trying to figure out where to put everyone without Marner.
Easton Cowen is we're going to hear that name as long as we're going to talk rumor mills and stuff like that.
He's their best trade chip.
He's had a good start. I think he's got points in his last 2 games.
Rosie's saying physical in there. You're noticing him. It's not a rookie that's out of place right now.
That third line's been a bit of a handful. Joshua's got a couple goals in his last couple. Nicholas Waugh, everyone remembers him from Vegas, correct?
Yep.
So
they got him in the Marner deal because it was a sign and trade.
Yeah.
And Dakota Joshua, they're hoping it's the version that narrowly lost out to the Oilers in round 2 a few years ago. He obviously had some serious health concerns that ended his time in Vancouver, but that's a big body that you'd love in a 7-game series. Decor, little dinged up. They're without Tanev, not ideal. They've got a few injuries around. Who's the other guy I'm thinking of?
Like it's not. They're without Tanev. OEL is still relatively steady for what he is, and Carlo is
fine. Yeah.
He's a defender. Those guys are fine. Morgan Riley is going to be in that top 4. Benoit is
a third paragraph.
He's in a little.
Philippe Myers is the guy that comes into the lineup with Tanev out. He's their 7. So
it's another one of those ones where there's some good D there. No one really is a number 1 guy.
No, Morgan Riley is not the number 1 he used to be. He's still a very good defenseman, but this is not put him down for 50. He's a menace on the power play. Nah,
that's you know around. What? Treliving's put with McCabe, Benoit, Carlo. He's happy with those
big bodies.
Those men.
OEL too, not small. In net, Stolarz, Wool not back yet. Caden Primo is the backup. You'll remember him from his time likely in Montreal as a guy they were wondering could be a number 1. The answer is he's a 3 and he's a 2 now because Wool's out. Okay, keep moving. Where are the Flames in the standings? Yeah. The bottom, although their last 3 or 4 games, you could argue have been their best 3 or 4 games. They have 2 wins, one gifted by the Oilers, the other a regulation win Sunday that they absolutely earned against the Rangers. We'll see if they can carry any momentum against the Leafs, who do show up in the bottom 10 here. There they are, 9th from the bottom. Not where they'd like to be, but they're also just at 500. It's not that big of a deal.
I find it's okay. Like, criticize. You're 9 games in, you're 500.
Yeah, it's not the results, it's how they've looked.
Like the Flames had 1 win they had an 8-game losing streak. You're going to criticize, and you're going to maybe in St. Louis, like 3 wins. We're still in October.
Yeah. And again, the results are fine. It's just when you build a team that's supposed to be grizzled and nasty and growling, and they look disinterested, you're like,
yeah,
what's going to happen this year? Or it's just a veteran group that knows it's Tuesday, October 28th.
Possibly. That said, the Rangers are there, and they're not a lot worse, and we watch them, and it feels like big trouble for them.
Yeah, it feels like Minnesota's really stumbled the last 2 weeks after a big shutout on opening night, if I recall.
I just think
Boston's dropped 6 of 7.
For the Leafs, everything has to be so different. From a fan, it's one thing to watch, but just to be in the room, on the bench, going through your power play drills at practice without Mitch Marner, who's been there for so long and was such a big part of that team, for better or worse. Maybe you couldn't stand the guy. Maybe the guy was beloved. Maybe he's great. Maybe he's awful. But just every part of being a Leaf right now during games in the room would be so different.
100-point guy you deleted.
Without
that's the thing.
Right?
Yeah. You don't just replace that. And so how is this team going to play to have success? That's what they're trying to figure out. Some other teams worth noting in there. Tampa, still bottom of the Atlantic. Well, I guess Boston's below them now. And St. Louis off to not a great start. But again, they're just 2 games under 500. We'll take a look at some milestones achieved. Jack, tuck it under your belt. Tell us about this.
What a stud. I got to watch some of this game before the Jays game started. He was flying around still. Like, this guy just doesn't age.
He wants out so bad.
Dan the man.
Another 3-point night for Sid.
Dan the man.
What's going on here?
How come we're not getting the Dan the man images that I feel like maybe we're jinxing it. But
are we missing some memes?
Well, it's just, remember, as soon as
start of the year, I was sending him. Yeah,
he had the bald-headed Dan Muse, which is kind of that pensive look. And whenever something good happened for the Penguins, Jack would tweet out or would text out.
I think they started 2-0, and then they got destroyed by the Rangers. And I was like, okay,
I can't do that anymore.
They're actually after a great start. Another win last night.
Another win, yeah.
Jeez.
What does it say at the bottom there? But it's something about
fourth player in NHL history with as many points, 1,700. With just a single franchise. So not whole career, but with one stop, 1,700 points. That's going to be an elite list. Hoy.
Good to have that list.
Well, actually, no, now you mention it. I'm trying to think who'd be on that list. Yogs and Pitt probably wasn't there long enough. No.
Stevie.
Mario. Stevie probably. Wayne in Edmonton. That might be end of the list. Gordie Howe in Detroit. I don't know.
There's only 3 other guys. So
yeah, I mean, it's probably 3 of those.
Maybe the list isn't that hard. Maybe it's not a big deal.
Let's keep moving. Top point getters in the league. There's some common names. There's some surprises. If you had Nick Schmaltz, the pending UFA centerman in Utah, leading the league in scoring,
Schmaltzy.
congrats on the island you've just purchased, because nobody saw that coming. Jack Eichel's been off to a great start, and look at Jack's.
Gino.
What is Dan Muse putting in the old smoothie machine over there?
Dan the
Is
man.
it Dan the man?
Vegetable food.
Nothing's
What's going
clicking.
on? You got 30 points already combined from Gino and Sid. What? Have the Flames even scored 30 goals? Doubt it.
It'll last.
It'll last.
Yeah, it's not something that's just kind of happening.
And so if you had one of these names on the list that you'd say, I'm going to fade that continuing, what would it be? Do you know?
Schmaltz or Malkin?
Probably Schmaltz.
It's hard to say.
Schmaltzy?
Not to say, no, I don't think Nick Schmaltz is going to be leading the league in scoring, but I also don't think Malkin is going to be tied for the league lead either. I think there's something going with Utah.
There is?
I think
there's
they're
some going
closer to
Pittsburgh
being
too, yeah.
being for real
Yeah.
than
And a lot of people last year thought, and it was just like, okay, they're just not ready yet.
it's like, oh, a good young team. They got a bunch of young draft picks and that.
Now
I
you
think
see Cooley
Vejmelka-
emerging. Yeah.
Vejmelka's been good. They've
Yeah.
made some moves there. I do wonder if maybe these what are they? Mammoth.
The Mammut.
If these Mammut might be ready to make a statement.
Jack Eichel 2 overall, Malkin 1 overall, Celebrini 1 overall, and Crosby 1 overall. Nick Schmaltz, sorry, I forgot. But if you're a Flames fan looking for people to lead the league in scoring, I'd recommend picking first overall or second.
Just do it already.
Come
Why are they
on.
holding off?
What's going on, guys? Go get the next Macklin, would you? Please. Just go do it. What a great day to be a hockey fan, unless you're in Canada, where we will not see the 16 games with all staggered start times and a red zone type show on ESPN. Sure, you could have put this on one of your Sportsnet channels, but apparently no. Here's all the games that people in America will get to watch with a fun, zipping around the league type format. That's every team in the league if you need them. That's a lot of hockey. 6 in that middle row, 5 top and bottom.
Tune in for PK and Mess to
Yuck it up.
be electrifying.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, I'm very excited. Hey, Chat GPT, can I get this in Canada? Well, no, there's no mention of it in the local listings. Apparently, Sportsnet Plus will have individual games, but there's no legal way to watch the red zone like show in Canada. Sorry, Canada, you're not included in the fun. Why?
I'm not sure.
I mean, stupid regional broadcast, whatever, but like you're doing it once or twice a year. Is it really hard to call Gary and say, hey, you're doing this to grow the league and to like create a great thing that only happens rarely and you want your fans to watch? So let's cut out the country where you're most popular on earth from watching it.
It doesn't seem like it would be that hard to do.
Correct.
With the technology that exists now.
And
But,
so a slow clap to whoever didn't get that on TV in our nation. So I guess you can just jump around the app and do your own whip around show and pretend you're Scott
just
Hansen.
whip it around.
There you go. Last night, this morning, 2 days it spanned, 2 games in length, an 18-inning classic from Dodgers Stadium at Chavez Ravine in downtown LA. Here was the final with a 2 spot in the 6th end, falling 6-5 to people that probably been collecting their pensions for 2 decades.
Well,
It's
hey.
always next week. Except that I'll be in Nashville.
I mean, at least you get to watch another full game, pretty much.
You'll
Yeah,
be-
and we had the sound on in the rink, which was great, so we could hear what was going on. There were screens you could turn to when you weren't sweeping or
yeah,
the other team
that
was up.
sounds great.
It was just the best team.
Yeah.
Thanks for your support.
When I'm
uh,
not sweeping,
Mhm.
I can watch the ball game.
Well, I'm the skip, so I don't have to sweep much, but yeah,
You're the skip.
that's why we're losing. Yeah, it was a night for Shohei Ohtani. So here's the thing. Why are you pitching to this guy? Home run, double, 5th at bat. Hey, why don't we not
should
pitch
just
to him?
probably not.
Now that he's at 12 total bases, maybe we just put him on ice. What they didn't know is that they'd play a second game in the rest of that first game, and it ended up being 4 intentional walks, 1 non-intentional walk, 2 home runs, and 2 doubles. That's 9 on-base appearances.
9.
It's a lot.
The previous record was 7, which he set 2 innings earlier, and then 8 2 innings after that. Yeah, it's a lot, and I don't know that you're going to see them pitch to him much. Maybe with no outs early in games, but that's going to be about it.
Our own Jack was in our group chats. Why do they keep pitching to him?
And they aren't afraid to do it to Judge. We saw it a lot in the season series against the Yankees. Just don't. Now, it is a little different. Like, after Judge, you have some good hitters, but you don't have Betts, Freeman, like 2 Hall of Famers.
That's the thing. So now it's Mookie Betts, and okay,
Well, better walk him too.
Yeah.
Now they're loaded.
Finally, they had to pitch to him, I guess, if you want to call it that. And what was it? The
Kind of pitched to him.
17th?
Yeah,
Is that when
they
that
pitched
finally-
around the strike zone.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, let's see if he swings at some balls because we're not throwing this guy a
Yeah,
strike.
my kid was freaking. Would you throw some strikes away? I don't think
You
he
don't
wants
want to throw strikes to him, son.
He's not trying to throw strikes. He's hoping that the best hitter in baseball is going to turn into an idiot and just start flailing away at balls 9 feet out of the strike zone.
He didn't. He was at first 4
No, he
pitches
got there,
later.
yeah.
He was there. It sets up, well, first off, some bad news for the Jays. Not only were they substituting guys to runners and trying to get platoon advantages and getting all their good hitters out of the game quite early, George Springer then left, got an MRI.
Jeez, I mean, I live with right side discomfort. I
Yeah.
got both side and front and back.
You must roll over
Come
at
on,
night.
George.
Yeah, you didn't hurt himself sleeping. It
It's
was a
the
hard swing.
Friggin' World Series.
Kirk was taken out as well. Barger was taken out as well. They were real quick to get Bichette out of there, and I get it. You got a runner on and a chance to take a lead, but still, if you knew there was another 14 innings,
Yeah,
hoy.
hindsight would have been.
Yeah, if only they got the
Awesome.
script from the commissioner,
Yeah.
Rob Manfred, and just said, hey, this is an 18 inning. Oh, shoot. Well, we better save
We
some
better keep
bullets.
some guys that know how to hit a baseball.
No one got the
'cause
memo.
At this rate, with all of these guys out of the game, if we're in the 14, 15, 16, we're not going to be able to hit for shit.
Lauer was unbelievable coming out of the pen. You had Bieber loosening up, but really not throwing that hard. Yamamoto went pretty hard at it. And you saw the Dodgers pitching coach giving the head shake.
He's a robot, though, right?
Well, he wasn't ready to go. And so maybe he would have been another inning or two. He is going to pitch again in this series. Bieber will start tonight despite starting the loosening up process. We'll see how that affects this series. But I'll tell you what, the team that can get into the other team's bullpen first tonight, I like their chances.
Well, so many of those Jays hitters had most of the night off after 6.
You will have a
7.
very fresh
Yeah.
Bo Bichette, Alejandro
I mean,
Kirk, and Addison Barger.
Freddie Freeman's going to be gassed,
That's right. All those cuts.
right? Otani, all those walks, he's going to have nothing left.
He actually tweaked something on one of the.
I saw
This is
that.
funny. Looked okay later. We'll see how he is today. Might have been just a cramp. There's your odds for tonight. Dodgers heavy favorites minus 205. Jays underdogs at plus 170. The over-under set at 8. I mean, they only got 11 runs in 18 innings, but
That's right.
we'll see how that one goes. Big one. It's either 3-1 or it's an even series, and you forced a return to Toronto.
Feels like a big game, right?
Sure does, Dino. Sure does. And they went and got Shane Bieber for the hope they could play games like this. Because I think you'd be a lot more comfortable with Shane Bieber today than, say, Jose Barrios.
Because it sounds like coach speak, but at the end of all of that, and it's heartbreaking and that whole thing.
Just win today.
You come in today, it's 2-1.
Oh,
And we got
win
Bieber
tonight?
going, he's good.
Dude, the last series you're down 2-0. You're only down 2-1 here.
Win a ball game.
Win a ball game, force it back to Toronto, get Canadian Customs to mess with Dave Roberts on the way in. Let's go.
He's a little soft, that guy.
Yeah, it seems he was backpedaling pretty hard there.
A little soft.
Little soft. So it is Bieber. It is Otani. 6:08 first pitch. Game number 4 tonight. It will have a tough time living up to last night's epic, but again, monster implications on the result of tonight's game. Let's go to some NFL. Jack Steelers. They're thrilled. They're absolutely ecstatic. AI or not, who's to say? Really? Let's take a look at the very small Steelers locker room.
I know it stings right now. I know. We left plays out there, but listen up. Fellas, we may have lost, but now we're on track for 9-8. Yeah, 9-8, baby. Let's go.
9-8.
Man, I've been getting sent this all day yesterday and today.
9-8.
And there's this other one of like the Tomlin toy. I sent it in our chat. It's
Didn't you have them at 12-5? When you
I
did
did,
the
yes.
quick breeze
That
through the
might have been
sketch?
Still there?
They're only a
Yeah,
couple
still
games off
awesome.
pace. They're fine. Not a
people are
problem.
getting sick of Tomlin though. It's
They
Well,
don't-
if you're getting sick of it, I can't imagine where the rest of the fan base is. You
I think it's
loyalist.
every year though. It's somehow
Yeah, well,
they make the playoffs and then he just survives another year.
there's some out of work coaches out there that they could try on for size and be like, I wish we had Tomlin.
Yeah, I was going to say,
I think they were tired of Vrabel in Tennessee too.
how much crazy did we hear about Antonio Brown when he was there?
Lots. Yeah, they've had some
No, like 0. And then he left, and you're like, whoa, maybe Tomlin's
Well,
best
they're the-
skill was
yeah.
keeping him happy.
Or he just got crazier as he got
That could have
older,
been it too.
perhaps,
Yeah,
but
CTEPS, ESPN, yeah.
that guy right there, not the Sora AI guy,
Mm.
but he would not be out of work long.
Nope, for sure.
So you make the playoffs every year with a roster that maybe or maybe shouldn't make making the playoffs? Yes, sign here, please.
Yeah, we'll take that. Better than being the Jets or the Giants, for example. Yeah, and the other thing Jack keeps talking about is like if you're spending more money on defense than the other team in the league, it might be nice if that defense was good. It really hasn't been. They've been bludgeoned. Here was the final from last night. We thought the Chiefs were starting to roll, and indeed they are. 28-7. It was close for a bit, but then Mahomes and company. Well, Jerry's got the boys rolling, or whoever owns that team.
Yeah, they're rolling.
Thursday nighter, only a couple nights away. It is. Look at this. They're the worst team in the league, and their head coach is trying to get fired. Oh, big win last week against these guys are buried, but hang on. Lamar's coming back. Oh no, it's Snoop Huntley. Well, we won anyway, and we're out of bye, and we're a little healthier. What do we make of the Thursday nighter, Jack?
Do you sit Lamar another week?
That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, it felt like he was close to going last week.
Yeah, that was weird.
You're so much better with him, but it is Miami. But then it's kind of like, are you going to put your foot right in the trap? Because, Miami, someone played them last week and thought they were going to get rolled.
Well, they got into some shit. There might be some fines coming because, Lamar's on track to play, and then day of game, it's going to be Huntley. And they're like, you have to disclose these sorts of things. It's a different world we live in now.
Questionable all week, but you're right. It did feel like he was on track to play.
He was at full practice the Friday or whatever. It's you're going to have to be a little bit more clear with your disclosing of injuries and whatnot. It's an interesting question. The thing is they can't lose again.
No, you got to get rolling, especially against Miami.
So the win last week means nothing if you go and lose to the Dolphins all of a sudden.
Yeah. Quick reminder, it is Calgary FC on the road this weekend in the semifinal. They play Forge on the weekend, and it's the Stampeders on Saturday evening. They're
Out in BC.
It's the VA revenge match. Third time's a charm.
I have it on good authority. The Lions are going to be taking the Stampeders lightly.
Excellent news. Love to hear that. Finally, we'll close with the marriage of two universes. We talked about the Venn diagram earlier.
Yeah.
Canada's team in baseball, but they're all Americans.
Mm-hmm.
But we love hockey here. How could the Jays become even more endearing? Well, when you get to watch high school hockey highlights of Ernie Clement. Let's go.
Still in the second, Fairport up 2-1, but Brighton on the power play off the face-off. Ernie Clement slides it home, and Brighton has upset on its mind, and Fairport into the Barons get this down ice. The outlet to Michael Finestone, ahead to Ernie Clement, and this one just does squeak under the keeper's legs. The Barons take the 4-3 lead.
I don't know why he's wearing two different numbers and if this is AI or not, but I like to believe that Ernie Clement is a good hockey player. So thank you, Creme 13 or whatever that is.
Or he's played some high school hockey.
Yeah, which again
scored. Now that's 4 goals.
God, Ernie Clement's on a heater.
Not a boy, Ernie.
3 different jersey numbers. What's going on, Ernie?
Could have mixed in a hit last night. One more would have been good.
There it is. That's your Pinder Report this Tuesday, October 28th. All thanks to our good friends at Village Honda. If it's pre-owned or new, we talked about new in stock, demo sale going on right now. Pre-owned, over 90 units on the lot, access to over 500 in the dealer group. All makes, all models, all budgets. It is your one-stop automotive destination in Calgary. It's your dealership for life. Village Honda in the Northwest Auto Mall and online at villagehonda.com.
Good stuff. Got to reach out to our boy Greg Keller here right away. Got an idea coming.
No, it's stew season. I mean, there's worse calls to make. We'll chill in the air every day.
Yeah, I don't even want to throw it out there yet because I need to do some logistics.
We should do some homework on that recession buster meal in Nashville this weekend.
Yeah, we can do some of that. But Bonton meats,
market.
get them in your thing. Maybe do you celebrate American Thanksgiving? Maybe you don't. Christmas is coming. Are you gonna do something? Are you hosting Christmas this year? I know it seems crazy because here's the thing. It seems crazy. Christmas, what are you talking about? But if you're the person who has to host dinner,
you're the planner, you're the cooker, you're the chef.
How many people?
You're the host.
10, 12, 15. That's a major undertaking.
Just tell them number of people. What does everyone like to eat? Boom. Set it, forget it.
They can help you out in a big way.
And you don't have to celebrate American Thanksgiving. You can just celebrate not working and watching 3 games of football.
Yeah, there's that. I mean, maybe you're not American. Jack is. But I feel like we owe it to Jack.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
If we don't eat a bunch of turkey and watch 3 football games,
I feel like we owe it to Jack to do something on American Thanksgiving. So I'm going to talk to Greg.
Don't want to let you down, Jack.
Yeah, going to talk to Greg. Bonton Meats coming up here. And selfishly, we'll take part and probably enjoy it as much or more than Jack because we're older and likes to sit around, watch football, and eat. But
Yeah, we enjoyed paid leave a lot at this age.
yeah, we sure do. I did the going back, kind of a throwback here, callback. So Sidney Crosby, 4th player, 1,700 or more points with one franchise.
Yep.
His teammate Mario Lemieux,
Mario, we mentioned
1723. Stevie Yzerman, 1755.
you nailed it.
Gordie Howe, 1809 with the Detroit.
So we
Red
drilled
Wings.
it. We're good at this. Wayne didn't get to 1,700 before he was moved.
1669.
Close.
So
Nice.
we don't need to do the bets. Rhett's not here today. Rhett will be back tomorrow, so we don't need to talk at all about.
Yeah, we can
Red.
recap tomorrow.
Let me just look here.
I do have some bets for
Oh,
tonight.
jeez.
What's going on?
I'm just looking at. I could see
Your
the
picks?
screen.
There's a lot of red.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of red on there again.
Red on the dance floor. I was over 500, but that does not get me back to 500. That's kind of how it's gone this year for us.
Yeah, you know what? Rhett will want to be here for that, so we can do it tomorrow.
Okay, good.
Because tomorrow's what, Wednesday?
That's correct.
Wednesday, yeah.
After Tuesday's Wednesday.
As much as I know people are probably sitting there dying. No, please tell us about. Can you tell us about your fantasy football teams or the teams you bet on?
Show us the games where you picked the wrong side. I need to see these. They turned it into a coin toss for you and you picked the wrong coin side.
Yeah.
How did you do it? We'll do it tomorrow. What a tease.
Here's 4 guys that clearly don't have any idea what they're doing. I'd like to invest some time in hearing them talk about it.
Now, again, Cabby said it a few weeks ago when you were gone. If you've been fading us,
Congrats.
you're welcome.
Yep. Congrats
you
on that.
are welcome.
But wouldn't be a day without some Bet365 action. Game props, player props, totals, the money line, whatever your bet is. It's never ordinary at Bet365. Baseball, hockey. Did you say 16 games tonight?
Every team in action in the NHL.
Oh, mama.
Oh, mama.
Download the app and get in the game. You must be 19 or older.
Early start for Flames Leafs, we've noted many times as well, so we can really get this nice layered hockey World Series action tonight. It's a really good night for the couch. Bo Bichette has been great hitting the ball. We're not sure how he's going to run, but he's just getting hits. Plunk a single in here, smack a double there. Keep him hot, plus 115 for 2+ total bases. He's cleared that total a bunch since coming back from, 7 weeks away. And nobody likes the showcase game like Nazem in Toronto. Let's go. Hey, Bradley, remember when you signed this guy? 7 years. Center. Yeah.
Scored the other day.
Yeah, he's on a bit of a heater.
Yep.
Playing well, getting fired up, doing the dives into the glass. He would love to score in his return to Toronto against his old team. He had back-to-back 32-goal seasons with the Leafs. Those were career highs until last year's career year in Calgary for goals.
I guess, was it 2 years ago when the Flames went into Toronto and Zadorov had that big open ice hit, then was talking about it afterwards and basically just said, yeah, I'd like to be traded.
His agent spoke and said, we need to work on a new deal, and he's the best defenseman on the team. And you're like, okay, so there's Hanifin, there's Tanev, there's Uyghur, there's Anderson. Like, I think he's the 5th best defenseman.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think this may be a distraction. And Craig, maybe instead of asking for a 3rd, you take a 4th and get him the hell out of here.
Yeah, it was.
He was into Vancouver less than a month later.
Lays a guy out in Toronto. The media's like, this is exactly the type of player the Leafs could use. Yeah, I would be open to a trade.
Oh, look,
Toronto or wherever, I would definitely get traded.
There's
sure.
Zadorov's agent. What's he doing here? Oh, he wants to talk to all of us? Oh,
Great.
and Zadorov's on the shopping list for other teams.
Thanks for the hand grenade, Nikita. Appreciate that. It's awfully kind of you. Awfully nice of you to do.
Not boring, the old Zadorov roller coaster.
Not boring. Well, a couple of things here to wrap the show. First, we'll kind of sing. We do it every day. It's Super Chat.
The horns.
Throughout the course of the show, we have our YouTube chat is open. You can take part. A lot of people do. They get really feisty in there.
They get
Mad at one another.
A lot of Flames Oilers banter every single day.
And then there's the cash donation option, which then gets your comment shown on the program. Here's what we got today. The Working Man. Hey, the Working Man. The Leaf Glazers at TSN are insufferable, especially Hayes and O'Neill.
Those are Noodles counterparts.
Noodles is good, though.
Yeah.
Hope Flames win so I can hear them cry more. Easiest team to hate besides the Oilers and their fans. Ha ha.
God, I love the Working Man.
Yeah, he's in every day. You know what? Hayes played for, O'Neill played for the team, is what I mean to say. So he's the O-Dog. He played for the Leafs. And Hayes is
Toronto guy.
He's a Toronto guy, loves the Blue Jays, loves the Leafs.
It is funny like this is very inside baseball, but when you compare and contrast the Sportsnet and TSN coverage of the Jays, like one's the rights holder and owns the team, and the other one does not own the team and will definitely be talking CFL before Jays until it's playoff time.
So tomorrow's Wednesday. I should check with Noodles because his schedule is so crazy. But I wanted to ask him because I've been watching and listening a little bit to the TSN stuff. They don't call it Rogers Center. They call it Skydome. It's Skydome.
Yeah. This Bell Rogers thing.
It's really something else.
When we were back at the old shop in the early days, Sports Talk, maybe it was even before I got there, but there used to be a team network. And the Fan were the stations. Nothing was branded Sportsnet TSN.
Yeah.
And then at one point, people in boardrooms in Toronto that had pissing matches said, we're branding as Sportsnet, we're branding as TSN. And all of a sudden, the station that used to get Bob McKenzie, well, you can't get him now. He's a Bell guy, you're Rogers. And like, okay, we used to get, well, no, you can't get him anymore because you're a TSN. Like battle lines were drawn like 20 years ago. It is intense and like borderline crazy how competitive the Bell Rogers thing is.
And it's weird. You talk about being competitive, that I've actually been told that somewhere, like some guys that used to work for Rogers and work for Sportsnet that maybe went on and did their own thing. Mm-hmm. Sportsnet won't let their people on their podcast now. That's weird.
So it wasn't even to TS.
No. Not really. Like, I think they're on the internet or something, or it's like, it's not even a radio versus, it's not even a.
That seems petty.
I don't know. Competitive, I think, is
that's one word.
The competitive juices are.
Yeah.
Thank you, working man. That's very nice.
Look into that.
Yeah, very nice. More on the old the dealie. Richard,
Dick Braley.
What's happening? $5. Without a doubt, Kadri will be gone sooner than later. There's a lot of teams underperforming. He will go to a team nobody expects.
Okay, so the expects list would be what? Like Toronto, Montreal. Who else needs a center?
We talked, I think, with Dregs about Carolina.
Yeah,
they could use some center help.
Yeah, but again, until Dregs mentioned, I don't know we would have had them that high. That might file as nobody expects. But now the Dreger said it.
I do wonder about the 13 team, if that would be a destination.
Do you guys think they'll only trade him to somewhere he really wants to go, though?
You know what? This is the truth. I was going to say, this is not going to be a trade that blindsides Nazem Kadri if it happens.
Correct. And I think the win-win for everyone here is a team that really wants him is a place that Nazem wants to go, and you get a nice return. And I don't know that that's too pie in the sky to think that could happen.
Yeah,
it'll be a team in the top 16 in the standings or a contender that's outside of the top 16. That's what I'll tell you. He's not going to Boston.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. Yeah.
I mean, again, the standings will change, but
again,
he's going to a contender to try to win a cup. That makes him happy. The team that says we're a contender and Nazem makes us better, they're willing to give you lots because winning a cup's really cool.
I guess more than that, though, it's not like, I guess my point is he's not going to be at the team meal and phones start exploding. Oh my God, you got traded. What? I've been traded. They are going to be upfront with him.
Yeah.
Here's where we're at. What are some teams? Here's teams we've taught likelihood that he's going to be very much involved.
And I think if you involve him, that 13 team list might only turn into a 14 list. Right?
Which, yeah.
Like, it only makes sense if you're Craig Conroy to make this work for everyone. And he's been a good soldier. He deserves that. And
if it is a team that he doesn't have on his list, but says, I wouldn't really want to go there, but the return is great. I'm sorry. Naz, it's a business. You get
we have to. But at least we've talked about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, he's not going to be getting hauled off mid-practice.
No.
Right?
No. He'll be very aware of what's going on if we get to that point.
Yeah.
That's Billy Holden.
Willie.
Oh, Willie. Hubie been legit good since the start of the 24-25. His net front game, defensive improvements, and hitting/physicality, his hand/passing, which are all elite, all caps. I'd like Rhett's thoughts on this, please.
Nope.
Well, I can't do it because he's not here.
It is weird because when he arrived versus now, like that's a very different hockey player. Like they're using him on the penalty kill. He's much more physical. He's more defensively responsible, and he's certainly not a 115-point guy anymore. But if you view this as a reclamation project after year one or even year two here, you've turned him into a good top six winger. It's just a very different top six winger than the one you acquired in trade.
Yeah, you just can't look at
The return,
salary cap.
no.
You can't
Never,
ever
don't even look
do
at the
that.
signing bonuses in the structure. No.
I think maybe Williams a little bit further down the line than a lot of people would be on this. Like that's clear. I don't think elite.
Yeah, he might be very good, not elite anymore.
I don't think of him as being overly physical. I mean, I guess he's taken some runs at guys.
More
He's trying
physical
to
than he
be-
was, sure, but no, it's not Tom Wilson out there.
So, and I think part of that is his realization. I am a little bit older. I'm not going to get to 100 points again. It's just not how it's going to be. So let's be the best Huberdeau we can be right now.
Well,
And
look,
that means-
he's married to this organization with a contract.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, how are we going to make this work? Huska, Huberdeau, how are we playing? What do we need from you? How can you help this team pull the rope? Because in other teams, you could probably just let them fly the zone and, just go create offense. Don't worry about the rest. This team can't win that way. He's doing what he has to do to help this team win.
What is he? I mean, because he missed those games at
Hasn't
the
played a
start
lot.
there. He hasn't
He
played
had
a
5
lot.
games, maybe.
5 games, 1 goal, 1 assist, 1942 in terms of average ice.
He, Kadri, and Frost. We'll see tonight.
Yeah.
Huska liked him.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. William Holden.
Willie.
Arnby.
6.
99. What was with that umpire's strike zone last night? Zero consistency. Go Jays. Oh, and Trade Weegar. Mission McKenna.
A lot there. You know what? When you go 18 innings, there's going to be some missed calls. I always go look at the umpire report cards if I feel like it's egregious. I thought you did a pretty good job last night. There's a few misses, obviously.
There's a few misses.
But I think he was like a 96% consistency, which is like a well above average grade for umpires. So it feels like you're always getting screwed because we got fan goggles on, but last night was a well umpired game by the home plate guy.
Do you like the microphoned ump?
It takes a bit to get used to. And I think they got it on a delay for cursing on the Fox broadcast. And so you'll be going to break and it's like, I got a Gatorade. And you're like, okay, I didn't need that. But I do like hearing the catcher gets dinged and he says like, hey, Ernie, you got a moment. Like, I'm going to go walk around to buy time for the catcher. Like that sort of stuff is pulling the curtain back, something we don't see. But it's not perfected yet, I'd say.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's different. I don't hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't hate it.
I don't like the Fox. Almost impossible to see strike box because Sportsnet is so prominent.
Yeah.
And on Fox, it's like the lightest shading. And if the catcher and
kind of
umpire
the
in the wrong spot, you can't even see it.
Opaque.
Yeah.
Kind of
very
thing.
lightly shaded. And it's with the wrong ad behind it and the umpire moving, I can't even see the zone. I'd like to see the zone. Kind of used to it.
I'm kind of surprised you being a Jays hawk, you're not watching the Sportsnet one.
I watched both last night. So I'm just back and forth.
Yeah.
At home, I was watching Sportsnet. After curling, I caught a couple innings. It was Fox. You can't be going down to Ken Rosenthal on the field, right? Like just the level of expertise that surrounds the Fox broadcast is better. I think they probably have a better production truck. There's a little more talk about game nuance, but I love Dan Schulman as a play-by-play guy. And if you're a Jays guy, like God, you've been listening to these guys all year. It feels weird to watch them play without them. So, they're 2 really good broadcasts.
Buck is he's getting more Buck. If he's really getting into that thing. And you don't like it when they go down to Hazel May and who is this other guy? Who is this skinny, lanky guy whose coat's too big? It's like, who is Caleb? Who the fuck are you?
Joseph used to be a backup catcher.
Oh, yeah, great. Yeah. We only go to him like 2 or 3 times a game because he's good. I mean, he must be doing so much insight for these other networks and stuff.
No, I don't think it's
we're very lucky to have Caleb Joseph for a moment. Thoughts on the game so far?
No, and Kevin Pillar makes sense. LA guy, played for the team, Superman in center field for those 15, 16 teams. But yeah,
he's very manicured.
He's well groomed.
The beard is this and the eyebrow. Everything's everything's
LA, buddy. Come on. You getting work done? What's LA? You got
maybe.
It's LA.
Clearly, I'm not too concerned.
We're not
about
getting
that.
work done.
Philip.
Fulp?
Who do you think might be the first coach fired? Well, let me take a gander at the standings. Yeah, generally that's going to be
either that or sort by goalie save percentage, and that's usually the first guys to get gunned. It is so not fair.
So near the bottom, you got the Flames. Coach just got a extension.
Sharks second year.
Warsofsky, he's not going to go anywhere. I don't
Jim
think.
Montgomery's not going anywhere.
Boston.
Who's coaching?
Who is coached? It's
they just brought him in.
Yeah.
He's not going anywhere. Marco Sturm, German.
Dean Evison?
Minnesota. Dean Evison's gone there. That's the new guy. No, Rangers. They already changed.
Cooper's not going anywhere.
Jackets.
Columbus isn't performing that poorly. Leafs aren't going to change anything. Buffalo, maybe.
Yeah, I can see that. It's year one for Talkett. Philly, Anaheim. It's year one for Quenneville. Islanders. They've reloaded recently. Preds are interesting. Andy Burnett's year 3.
Yeah,
but they're not struggling. They're 500.
It's an interesting question. Yeah.
New coach in Vancouver. Obviously, the Panthers aren't doing anything.
Kings should have fired their coach last year for the
stupid.
Oh, that's definitely
they're in a playoff spot.
Thing.
It's interesting. I don't know that there's a great candidate out there. That's a good question. Wild isn't. Research on that.
Anyway, there's so Philip. We don't really have an answer for you. I feel bad. You threw down $1.99 there.
That's huge, though.
I
just googled Philip.
We'll say this. It's a very tough question to answer. So in that sense, good question by you. That's what I'll go with. Yeah.
John Hines is the head coach of Mini.
Hines.
Evison, I believe, went to Columbus.
That's correct. Yeah, that's
They've
right.
had a tough start.
I don't think Marty St. Louis is getting fired. Pittsburgh, Dan the Man. Can't fire him.
Dan the Man. Get an extension. I got a new deal. Don't care. Here's a new one.
Yeah. All right. So that's that. Is that it?
That's all.
That's it. That's all. So that's how that works. Every day we do the super chat during the course of the show. People chime in. We put the comments up, and the money comes in. And it was actually someone within our network, because we're not super. It's like, what's a super chat? I don't even know what this is. And he says, well, some of our podcasts and some people are doing it, and then picking a charity and putting the money that way. Okay. Let's give that a try. We had no real thoughts going in. Here's a late one coming in. I felt bad the other day. We wrapped the show and then 2 had come in late. I hope you guys understand. It's not like we're shafting you on it, and that your money is still going to a good.
I think we hung around until after Tommy to read them. But
Willie. Pinder and Boom appreciate the insight. Heart emoji. You beauties. I'll be in Calgary in March with a high school bud to play some pond hockey, and fade the casino.
What a beauty.
Well, good luck with all of that.
Sounds like one of our boys.
Yeah, good luck with all of that for sure. So anyway, just like that, there's another $4.99 that comes in.
So we were, the people on the network were like, hey, you should try the super chat thing. And we're like, sounds great. It's like, do you guys have a charity in mind? And, we have a bunch of different charities to support. We love having kids sport at our playoff draft. Obviously, closer to home is the charity that has the Christmas campaign we support with our silent auction. And my folks, heavily involved in charity, and they keep like, Ryan, you da. And I'm like, yeah, sure, Mom. And so what they said is like, look, we're old. We're in our 70s. We want to get younger people aware of this charity work that we think is super impactful in the city. And they hosted a cocktail party at their house. And it was like, all of you bring like 5 couple friends. And this had happened like weeks before we had this super chat conversation. I was blown away hearing about the youth centers of Calgary, and I pitched it to you guys. You said, yeah, it sounds great. Amel, our network producer, was like, that sounds awesome. And that was the tip of the iceberg in terms of just learning about the charity. And there's been massive spinoffs since that one night with people that were there that said, yeah, we are going to direct attention, cause, marketing towards us, whatever it is. Today, earlier this morning, Jane Wakowitz, who started Youth Centers of Calgary, came in. We presented her with over $7,200 of super chat money. And she has a chance earlier this morning, which we'll play now, to tell us about how the charity works, where the money goes, and what the future holds for the Youth Centers of Calgary.
Nice. See you, buddies.
We are here with Jane Wakowitz from Youth Centers of Calgary. Jane, we've been collecting silly little comments for a year, and we're super excited to raise over $7,000 for Youth Centers of Calgary. But I thought it'd be a great opportunity, rather than to boast about what we've done, to talk about what Youth Centers of Calgary does in our city. And I guess for the people watching the show that have contributed money, give them a little more insight on what's happening with this proudly raised money.
Well, thanks, Ryan. First of all, over $7,200. Thank you. It's incredible what we can do with that money. We buy food, we buy school supplies, art supplies, sports equipment, all the stuff that kids need after school every day. And it's amazing. So thank you.
I have been challenged the last 3.5 weeks with a teacher's strike. I cannot imagine what's going on in communities that are struggling more to get by than how fortunate we are to live where we live and the support networks that we have. Never mind that I've got parents and family. What's it been like the last 3 weeks at Youth Centers of Calgary?
It's been hectic, but it's been incredible. One of the silver linings of the pandemic was that we got the chance to learn what it's like to completely switch gears and do something different depending on what the needs are. So this time we were ready. When the teachers struck, we started opening during the day. And in the two communities that we're in Ogden and Forest Lawn, both really low income neighborhoods, families already struggle to meet their kids' most basic needs. We knew that we could give them an open house, a safe place for the kids to be every day after school. So lucky for us, we co-locate in communities where kids don't have enough. They can easily access what they can walk to and from school and home to us every day after school and during the summer months. And we keep them safe and fed. And safe is big because the two neighborhoods we're in have high crime relative to the rest of the city. And kids are untethered. They can wander around, do whatever they want. So we keep them out of harm's way.
So you've been dealing for all day, full shifts with this strike. Yeah. Incredible stuff. You've got the two locations.
Yeah.
One of them has just recently come on stream, or whatever you want to call it, has just been opened. It started as one. It feels like this thing's kind of blowing up on you in the sense that, it used to be one house and now it's growing and now you see need elsewhere. And it sounds like you've made some great connections fundraising wise too.
Yeah, we've made great connections. Well, you guys throwing a cocktail party for the 40 somethings was very helpful, opened all the doors for us. This idea came to me 30 some years ago when I lived in Chicago and had the opportunity to work in the inner city projects. At the time, one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in North America. And it was from that experience, fast forward through a long career, it was that experience that made me realize, and my colleagues, that if kids who are otherwise statistically destined not to thrive in life for all kinds of reasons, no fault of anyone's, had three things: a safe place to be a kid, consistent access to healthy food, and relationships with adults who truly care about their future, that their chances of thriving are just that much better and breaking the cycles. And so I've been doing this work for 15 years. The two houses, it's blown up and lots of interest. We're working with one of the universities. Hopefully they want to start something. We'll all oversee it. We can do it all under the umbrella. It's a very simple, relatively inexpensive model. All you need is a house and a bunch of really nice people who want to see kids thrive.
I know you've had a lot of people come through. You've had open houses. You want, when people can see the youth centers themselves, I mean, gosh, it's easy to believe in. You had a few Calgary Flames roll through, and it sounds like they have been incredibly committed to helping you guys, keep the fridges full and chase those great fundraising goals you've got.
That's right. Yeah. It started with Andrew and Claudia Mangiapane. They worked with us for a couple of years and with the Italian Center and fed the kids, ran our hockey program. These are guys that show up. They don't come just for a photo op. And the photo ops are pretty adorable, I have to say. Everybody's welcome, by the way, to drop by either center. But they'd show up in the minus 28 and put on their skates and skate until the kids were done. And then Justin Kirkland and Jonathan Huberdeau and his lovely wife, I believe it is, maybe not.
Fiance or wife, either way. Yeah. One of the two.
Yeah. They were showing up, and they've offered to help us throughout the year this year. And it's going to be an amazing year. Our hockey program, to watch kids who have never put on skates and would never otherwise have the opportunity to put skates on. These guys with the Flames Foundation have given us all the equipment, tickets. Wow. Yeah. The kids were at Huberto's box last week. It's Yeah, it's
Incredible.
a labor of love, and these guys have really stepped up.
That's amazing. And it's funny because, hearing from behind the scenes that they're involved, like this isn't a thing where it's like, hey, let's be there, let's get a big photo. Like they truly are cared and connected to the cause.
No, they are truly they truly care about the cause. It shocked me last year how they were willing to be out in the -28 with these kids and then they just didn't come in until they were done, as I said. But yeah, it's the nice thing about being small and nimble is that we can adjust depending on who wants to put some time and energy into what we do. And hockey's become big because we've got these incredible guys who set an example and care. So it's perfect.
Couple quick questions. So I've heard some interesting stories about, like, obviously, like, you're impacting youth incredibly. And to your point, if it's food, it's a safe place, and it's an adult that cares about their future, those three things can really alter the course of someone that might be a challenge for society versus a contributing member of society, or even, a leader in society. Who are the people that are working at your centers? How do you find, I guess, just the programming? Like, how do you operate like that? Because it sounds like there's a lot of people that have, in spots you might not expect, that have come in and been really important for you.
Absolutely. Our staff are largely kids in university, kids who graduated from university, wanting to get into law school or med school, and they, want to participate in the community and have relationships with young people. People just show up. If I get a phone call, someone says they want to help, they want to coach, they want to mentor, they want to do homework help, they want to do yard work, they want to read with kids. We find a spot.
Yeah.
And that's the key to our success. Is the people who lean in.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
And finally, what does the future hold? What you have lofty goals. You've grown from 1 to 2 locations, but the need certainly doesn't stop.
Well, this is a replicable model. It's simple. It's as I said, relatively inexpensive. Costs $100,000 a year to incarcerate a kid, and a lot of kids can end up on the wrong path because the communities have nothing for them to do except belong to something that isn't healthy for them. I think, and I've spoken to a lot of different people who want to do this. We'll develop the template so that we can essentially hand it off to anybody who wants to start a youth center in an underserved community. I'd oversee it, and sky's the limit. We could have one of these in every underserved community in Canada if the opportunities were there.
Well, it's an incredible start here in Calgary. Thanks so much for
Ryan.
for being involved. And if someone's watching to say, oh my gosh, I want to know more, or I want to figure out how I can help, would you direct them to your website? Is that the best thing to do?
Our website, youthcentersofcalgary.com. My email address, jane@youthcentersofcalgary.com. The phone number's on the website. Call me anytime. Come by for a visit, and I'm sure it'll light you up.
All right. Thanks to you, viewers. Over $7,200 for the Youth Centers of Calgary. Jane Walkowitz telling us more about the great cause you've, spearheaded. So thanks so much for what you do.
Thanks, Ryan. Thanks, everybody.